SIGHTSEE the Tarot is a series on my channel through which I take you on a tour of tarot books, spreads, techniques and tips, different decks, and more. Today's video tutorial will be a hands-on workshop, so please watch while you're seated comfortably in front of your reading space with a deck of cards ready to go. You're also going to want pen and paper nearby. I'm going to assume you've watched Tarot and Geopolitics already because this tarot reading method is cited from the texts we talked about in that video and a reading technique instructed by Antoine Gébelin. So be sure to watch that video first. Here's a late 1700s tarot reading method instructed by Gébelin. Start by shuffling your deck along with me. Pause here if you need more time. Next, cut the deck into 3 card piles, and then bring them back together again. For now, listen to my overview of the reading method. Take notes if you need to, and then we'll try out the method together. You're going to hold the deck in one hand, and with the other, draw the cards face up one by one from the top, and as you draw a card, you name out a card number 1 through 9. So for example, if you call out the number 1 and simultaneously draw an ace or a major that theosophically reduces to the number 1, then you set that card aside. If you call out 7 and you draw the 7 of swords or any 7, you set that card aside to be read. If you call out an 8, but the card you pull is not what you called out, then keep going, ignore. 3. See how the number I pulled is not a 3? That's the 6 of Pentacles, so ignore, keep going. 4. Okay, now I pulled key 13. 1 plus 3 is 4, so I want this card. Set it aside. We're going to be reading this card later. Let's continue. 5. Not a 5 card, so keep going. 6. The Hermit, not a 6 card, so keep going. 7. Oh, 7 of Wands. Ding ding. Set aside the 7 of Wands card for later. 2. See, we don't have to go in numerical order. Call out any number you want, 1 through 9. 5. Justice. Key 11. Nope, not a 5. Keep going. 8. Nope. 1. Nada. If you're reading for a querent, you can have the querent call out the numbers as you pull each card. 6. Key 6. The Lovers. Yep, want that. Set it aside for later. Next number, call out. Next card. 3. You get how this works now, right? Okay, so Court de Gébelin doesn't tell us what the number correspondence of the court cards are, and there are a couple of different ways you could theoretically approach number correspondences in the courts. Since he leaves us no instruction, I'm just going to make it up and do my own thing. You can do it my way, or you can just make it up too and figure it out for yourself. I'll explain how I'm going to assign numbers to the courts. 8, 9, 10, 11. Pages come after 10, so that would make them 11. 1 plus 1 is 2. I'm going to assign the number 2 to pages. Knights come after the pages, so that's 10, 11, and 12. 1 plus 2 is 3. I'll assign the knights the number 3. Queens then are 4 by way of 13. 1 plus 3 is 4. Kings are 5 from 14. 1 plus 4 is 5. Another approach is the card counting numerical assignments from the opening of the key. If you have no idea what I'm referring to, then don't worry about it. We'll cover card counting in a future SIGHTSEE the Tarot episode. Court de Gébelin instructs you to do this with the deck 3 times for invoking the Holy Trinity. So cycle through the entire deck 3 times, calling out numbers and setting aside the ones that match the card face. Okay, now let's do this. Cycle through the cards, thinking of a number 1 through 9 in your head, or call it out loud if that helps, and when the number you've called matches the number on the card, set it aside to read later. Do this once through the entire deck. Pause here and resume when ready. Set aside the psychic matched cards from round 1 and collect the deck into a single pile again. Now do the same thing over for round 2. Cycle through the deck, calling out numbers either in order 1, 2, 3, 4 and seeing what matches, or call out the numbers in arbitrary and random order. Pause here and resume when ready. Round 3. Set aside the psychic matched cards from round 2, collect the remaining cards in the deck into a single pile, and go at this for a third and final time. Pause here and resume when ready. When you've gone through the entire deck of cards in this manner 3 times, you should have 3 piles of selected cards to read. We'll begin with the round 1 cards. Read the first round of selected cards for the past, or alternatively as indicative of the self, corresponding with the attributions of the first septenary in tarot. Take your time to assess the string of cards. Pause here if you need to, log your reading in your tarot journal, and resume when ready. Then read the second round of selected cards for the present or alternatively divinatory insights about the querent's environment per the second septenary. Once again, assess the string of cards, pause here if you need to, and resume when ready. And the third round of selected cards can be read as forecasts of the future to come, or alternatively, insights into the spiritual path, divine destiny, or greater purpose of the querent per the third septenary of tarot. Pause the video, assess your reading results, reading it as a free-form narrative, and resume when ready. Here, I would also note that I haven't found any explicit direction from Court de Gébelin about reading with reversals. There's no mention of reading the tarot with reversals as far as I've seen. Compare that to the earlier historic episodes on MacGregor Mathers 1888 or Pappas 1889, where reading with reversals is explicitly instructed. And there you have it, a late 18th century tarot card reading method as shared by Anton Court de Gébelin. Enjoy!